It is time for Cyber Monday Steals. See, I've got the little one. You've got the big laptop out there because I've watched you throughout this day. You've ordered 14 85-inch TVs, 7 PS5s, all just being shipped to the Danico compound right now. So Cyber Monday, let's stay with that theme. Let's put the electronics down for a second and think in terms of hockey and guys that are still on the shelves that maybe you could get a good deal on out there. These are some of the top names out there. Mike Hoffman, Sami Vatanen, Mikael Granlund, Anthony Duclair, Corey Perry, Erik Haula. Let's go one by one here. We'll start with Mike Hoffman. If you're a team shopping, what does the sticker say about Mike Hoffman's game as far as his description, what he brings to your team?
Goal scorer. You got to score goals
Sniper.
in this league to win hockey games, right? And this is a guy that has an absolute rocket of a shot. He's going to get a lot of goals on the power play. Pencil him in for 25, 30 goals every season for sure. But obviously, unprecedented times, different landscape. He finds himself still on the market, and it has changed dramatically for a 25, 30-goal scorer, perennial 30-goal scorer. Usually would be signed by now, right?
Yeah.
But somebody will eventually.
Get closer and closer to the start of a season whenever we get some more clarity on that?
There's just so many moving parts still with teams and where they're at with the cap and who can afford to put Mike Hoffman on their teams, or he's probably going to have to, along with some of those other players, take a deal maybe he didn't want to take at the time, go have another good year, and when things get back to normal, somewhat we hope the following season, that maybe he can cash in then, but he's going to probably have to take a deal that something he did not expect.
Bridge deal
prior
these guys.
Prior to the stoppage, the pandemic.
Absolutely.
Certainly, you look at guys like Taylor Hall, 1-year deal,
right?
Albeit $8 million. So things have changed.
Okay,
but he's a heck of a hockey player. He can score.
How about a potential scooter? Every team wants a scorer, but of the teams out there, you can just say all 31.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I don't think there's not a team out there that wouldn't like a 25, 30-goal scorer, certainly. Now, some of the top teams obviously are all up against the cap, so they can't really add a guy like Mike Hoffman. But you look at teams like the Montreal Canadiens, the New Jersey Devils. There's many teams out there certainly would like to add a Mike Hoffman that maybe have a little room under the cap. But everybody's being patient, I think, right now, and still waiting to see these teams that are right up against the cap or over it, and they still have a little bit of time until we just see what's going to transpire with when the season will be played. There's going to be some pretty good players available, and they want to figure out who fits where. But Mike Hoffman will be signed, and he's going to help some team dramatically.
All right, how about a guy like Sami Vatanen? You look at his description on Cyber Monday. What does that tell you about his game?
Well, I saw Sami Vatanen up close and personal for a few seasons with the New Jersey Devils. Great teammate, a guy that competes as hard as any player I've seen. You can't have enough veteran defensemen on the back end. You're going to get them for a better price than you certainly would have prior to the pandemic. And we've talked about that in the landscape. Health is an issue for Sami Vatanen. He's got to stay healthy. Came back finally after missing a lot of time with the Devils before the trade and also with Carolina during the regular season at the end of it up till the stoppage. Played pretty well in the playoffs. Fit in very nicely. He's a guy that is just a good, solid veteran defenseman that could help some teams certainly in a shortened season, compact the season that we expect, and then come playoff time.
All right, Anthony Duclair trying to work out, a contract with Ottawa. They couldn't work it out. He's representing himself. If I was a team and I wanted Anthony Duclair, what would I be looking for?
Well, look, Anthony Duclair has been inconsistent, right, throughout his career. Up, down, shipped from one team to another, didn't have a home. Well, he really found a home in Ottawa and had his best season. The guy can skate like the wind. The guy can put the puck in the net. He showed that last season. However, it's about doing it on a nightly basis consistently year after year. Is he ready to do that? I think that's the option some teams are weighing and management thinking about. If we're hiring, my pen's falling apart here, I apologize.
Heads are falling off. Yeah.
It's, keep it going. We're having a tough time in here as well. The network waiting for the season to come. But Anthony Duclair can help any team, no doubt about it, with the ability he has and skating ability and offensive ability. I'm surprised something didn't work out with Ottawa. I thought it would because that seemed like a nice fit for him because, let's face it, he really excelled there.
Some of his best years so far.
Some of his best years, and especially with the uncertain times and not knowing what's going on here, I thought maybe he would have signed with Ottawa. But there will be a team that gets Anthony Duclair at the right price, and he certainly can help them with the offensive ability. And the speed he has, it's about being consistent every night. And I think that's where teams are maybe a little weary going, was it just a one-off? Did he just have that big year kind of thing? And can he continually do it? Or is he just ready to break out and be that good, solid player that he was last season?
A lot of people out there thinking Corey Perry, did he have anything left in the tank going to Dallas? And, you know, he proved to be...
I don't think any of us knew that for sure.
Right. Him and Joe Pavelski proved to be big in that Stanley Cup final run for Dallas last year. He's a free agent right now. If you're a team and you do believe that there's still some gas left in that tank, what are you getting in a guy like Corey Perry at this stage of his career?
Well, you know what's unique about the older veteran, a guy like Corey Perry, whose better years are behind him, or Joe Pavelski, maybe during the regular season, which they didn't have very productive offensive seasons for the Dallas Stars, but why did they get him?
Yeah.
For the playoffs. Guys that have been there, done that, know exactly how to perform under the big lights, under the bright lights, big stage. Those two guys did it, right? So especially we're thinking it's going to be a compacted schedule, a shortened season. So Corey Perry can help some team. There's no doubt about it. In fact, Dallas Stars certainly saw that, and I would think maybe the window's still open a little bit for him to return there, and I know he enjoyed it there. But Corey Perry still has something left in the tank. We saw it in the playoffs. He scored big goals for the Dallas Stars. He's a guy that knows how to perform when the pressure's on.